Starburns Audio.
Thank you for listening to the Starburns Audio Podcast Network. We have so many great comedy shows to add to your playlist. Just last week on Starburns Audio, on the Season 2 premiere of Humans Who Make Games, Adam Conover talks to comedian Ron Funches and Jean Goudon, creative director of the Assassin's Creed series. On Boogie Monster, Kyle Kinane and Dave Stone share a perfect recipe for the quarantined cook. This week on Profiles and Eccentricity, they cover the history of the Khorasan Unity cult, folks for whom a flat earth is ridiculous because they believe it's really a concave shell. Search Starburns Audio on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform for our full list of shows, featuring hosts like Joe Coy, Amanda Seales, Jessica Chobot, and Jackie Johnson. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Starburns Audio. Enjoy the show. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep laughing.
Dan and Ren and Jay will share tales of folks so unaware they lack in grace and sometimes choose the life they choose will make the news. Breaking down each epic fail in Florida, there's half-price bail. I'm happy to say they couldn't make this up. So listen to our podcast jam with co-host Arm and Dan. Bender, don't be a jerk, cause when the music hits the funny hits and we are gonna take you down. Stick around. Make a sound, hunker down, it's Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population you. Population Davis. Jeff Davis.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on. You know I'm a big Sklar fan and a recent Van Kirk fan.
I mean, way to jump on that train. Yeah. First of all, we're a fan of yours. We've been a fan of yours for a long, long time. One of the best improvisers. You don't get to participate in the Whose Line Is It Anyway live and actual show and whatnot without being the best of the best of the best.
You have to be a professional fifth grader and master the art of the subtle dick joke.
Right.
Yeah.
And listen.
How can I give you 8 million variations on a penis?
On the subtle dick joke.
Yeah, if you make me do a hoedown, I'm going to stab everybody in the building.
Which, by the way, is its own version of a dick joke.
She's up.
Hoe down, stab you.
See, then why aren't you guys on the show?
Because
you're trying to steal my job.
Missed opportunities left and right.
I'm tired of Sklar's stealing my work.
And of course, you are amazing on the old Harmontowns.
Oh, thank you very much.
That is
so
such a
good.
Yes.
Provide the perfect snipies in. I mean, like you come in again. It's so funny because we listen to Stern from time to time when Artie would just he just knows exactly when to get it in there at the right moment, and I'm just listening and waiting to see what you're going to comment on, how you're going to come in as the comptroller.
I feel like my job is when if Dan's career was a frisbee, sometimes it's about to fly over the fence. My job is to keep it from going over the fence.
Catch it. Bring it back. It's not in the trees. We got it. We got it. Well, we are so happy that you're here with us because
let's talk about stupid people.
Right, as we were talking before, we believe that the world is getting dumber. There's a dumb typhoon that's coming over and just crushing everything in its way.
As a friend of mine, Michael Pollack, is a great improvised musical director. He's a fantastic piano player and just all around genius. And he was a very early, knew he was gay in small town Texas at a very young age. And could play piano, and that wasn't that could get you beat up in that town just on its own.
Being able to play a piano gets you dragged on the back of a truck.
Means your ass
what he does with his hands.
He's got them twinkly fingers.
Well, he said that there was 3 people in the town of I think it was Anna, Texas, that played piano. The old lady at the church, a mentally disabled girl,
and him,
and Michael.
And if they were going to kick anyone's ass out of those 3, it was him.
Well, the old lady got her ass kicked weekly.
Weekly ass kicking.
Because she played the
because she tempted it, though. She
does he feel like we're reverting back to that time?
Well, he said this, many years ago when I first met him. He said people in my town weren't smart and wouldn't be.
Yeah.
There's a refusal to go there.
So I would argue
willful ignorance.
So I would argue that it is now weren't smart, wouldn't be, now proud of it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Add pride to that, and it's like, I'm not backing down.
No.
And that is where we sit, and our wonderful, awesome, dumb ears on the ground send us in these great stories, and then Dan gets to curate them, and we have not heard them. You have not heard them. Let's jump into a story, Daniel.
Ready?
Let's do
do
it.
So sent in by @Swish McJackass.
Swish.
No, I'm sorry.
It's a great
It's
name.
better than that. Swishy McJackass.
Swishy McJackass.
It does
like
change the tone, right?
Yeah, like a swishy ass, like adds moisture
Okay,
to it.
Swish McJackass.
I'm almost certain I play against him on Medal of Honor.
Swish McJackass
Swishy.
is a guy who like sinks a lot of buckets deep, you know, behind the
and
people.
and talks to you as he goes back down the court.
Swishy McJackass is a completely
Someone who
different person.
dances and has a moist crack.
And it
Swishy
is
McJackass.
animated. Stuart, Florida.
How did I know?
I know.
Okay, and
Is this the guy's name? Or is this
I know, right? What if that was your name?
Stuart, Florida?
Stuart, Florida.
What percentage of your dumb people towns take place in Florida?
Many.
100%? Or
No, a lot.
What would you say? 45%?
Yeah, 40 to 50. You definitely pull stories from the international.
Oh yeah, we were all.
Have you
over.
guys seen Vernon, Florida, the documentary?
No, but I
Oh,
It's in
dear.
my queue.
It's fucking nuts.
Really?
I mean, it's your show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
should
the
watch it.
ridiculousness of
It's like Errol Morris was going through town and he goes, I'm going to go back and get a bunch of film and come back here because I have to just sit down and talk with 5 people.
Yeah.
to document.
Okay, sorry.
So this
No,
is
I
Florida
love it.
way back when.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like,
in
well,
the
not-
60s or no?
No, it was like maybe 80s,
80s,
90s.
80s, yeah.
People who live in a Stewart neighborhood say their neighbor does yard work and walks around his property naked. I'm going to read you guys the headline. Stewart neighbors upset about man doing yard work in the nude.
Now, had he been at Burning Man, we don't
He
have a
is-
problem.
He's
Yeah,
we
if
love
his
what he's
house and
doing.
everything
I
was
feel
at
like I heard
Burning Man.
about this on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Oh, really?
Wait.
Don't tell me about it.
Okay,
We
I
will
won't.
hear it from Dan.
I'm gonna lay off on this one.
Well, but no, stick
please
in.
join in,
Jump
join
in.
in.
So
We
We don't
upset
know.
about man doing yard work in the nude. That's not even wise on his
Yeah,
choice.
wouldn't you get like grass? I mean,
Do you want to run around with shears? Completely naked?
no.
to me, I feel like
Do you
you'd
want to
have
get
grass.
in the mulch?
I don't want to do yard work, period.
Period.
Yeah.
period, let alone completely naked. How is that? Now, I understand when people get tattoos, they enjoy the pain. It's not something that I would enjoy, but there are some people who like
Sure.
lean into the pain. What are you getting from this?
Because like I have childhood memories. Like I used to mow lawns for $5,
Sure.
and once in a while there'd be a rock in the grass.
yes,
and it would shoot at you
Yeah.
like a
Powerfully.
fucking like a
Oh, yeah.
like a rocket. Yeah, like a ballistic missile. And
and you say, "Thank God I have fabric
although
blocking my."
at that point, your jeans aren't going to save your life.
Maybe not, but
They
a
might
little bit.
save
a little bit.
strong welt.
No.
Yeah.
See, when I was a gravedigger, part of that job was every morning we would walk around and you would have to weed whack around the stones.
You were a
the
grave
headstones.
digger?
Yeah.
That's
For
fun.
a summer.
So here's my question: would he be weed whacking off?
Randy.
At
We'll be right back.
Right back.
I hope so.
Gold bond powder.
A lot of gold bond. And so we'd walk around, and in the morning when you're doing that, there's dew everywhere. You'll switch to shorts later, but you
Right.
want to have pants on, and you want to obviously have shoes on.
Yeah.
Maybe he has shoes on. I don't know if that counts as part of the nudity.
if he's got shoes on, then he's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
he's
got
not
full-
really a nude.
Listen,
Lean in
so
on it.
That's your line.
and as you
It's
walk,
like a professional team mascot
kick
who
up-
has a jersey, has shoes laced up, and then no
Yeah,
pants.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I know you're a bear, but your junk's hanging out.
See, I would be more impressed by this fellow if he wore a hat, like gardening gloves,
some gardening knee pads.
Timberland boots, knee pads,
Yeah.
And then just wide
just-
open up the
just
middle.
cock out.
He's got
Wide
all
open.
the accessories.
Wide open
Yeah.
up the middle.
But yeah, when you would walk, you would kick up mosquitoes, like with every step in the morning. So you want to be clothed.
I know. Because
Covered.
you're
And also, my experience in Florida is there's vermin everywhere.
everywhere. They're like nutria running around.
Those giant rats.
Gigantic rats.
Yeah,
banana rats.
they're supposed to be delicious.
They're supposed to be
Really?
delicious.
Yeah,
Supposed to be nutritious.
And they're high in nutria.
I said they're supposed to be nutritious.
Randy's already infected me with this.
His pun.
I know. You're welcome
Tab.
to
I'm
dumb people
sorry.
town.
Welcome.
Do you
Welcome.
think though too, like because we've all been skinny dipping, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
That's
feels
fun. That's
freeing.
fun. Skinny dipping is fun.
No, there's definitely
maybe
a
it
sexual
feels free.
component to this guy
Maybe
stepping
there's
out
not.
into the
Maybe
world.
it just feels freeing. But
I'll tell you this. I have a very small little backyard, and I recently tried my hand at growing like tomatoes and like and things. I've killed a lot of innocent plants.
Yeah.
But the tomatoes are awesome.
Nice.
And if I didn't have neighbors whose windows looked down upon that little yard,
Yeah.
You would nakedly go out and grab
would I
them.
go out naked?
I don't know.
And grab a tomato?
I absolutely would. Right. Because I'm generally nude around the crib just anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so there you go.
I put my trousers on to go outside because there's a building next door.
Okay, which, by the way, see, this is something I didn't know about you. The fact that you are so well put together whenever you're
Always
out.
in a suit.
Always in a suit, always with pocket squares. I mean, not just a suit, but an impeccably
A great suit.
designed and fitting suit. You're always, even on planes, you are dressed to the T.
I'm a firm
to the
believer that
nines.
you should always dress up to be on a plane.
I love that about you.
Remember when we was it Minnesota? Where did we accidentally?
Yeah, and then we sat together on the.
And I was like, I just accidentally was seated next to both Scholars.
it was my favorite moment. No, we kicked someone out and we sat
I
next to
told
you.
Delta, I'm like, I specifically requested no Scholars.
A non-Scholar flight. I respect. It was a non-Scholar
Kosher
flight.
meal and a non-Scholar
flight. And look,
They don't
you got
care.
screwed on both.
It's an extra $88, but I always find
It is.
that it's worth it.
And if you were an Asian man, they would have dragged you off the plane.
That's United.
yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
People who live in Stewart neighborhood said their neighbor does yard work and walks around his property naked. They say they've called the sheriff's office, but deputies say, since this is Florida, there's nothing they can do.
Here's my thing. I bet this guy doesn't even have a fence.
No, it doesn't. Here, I'll show you the photo.
Florida state motto. It should be on the license plate. There's nothing we can
There's
do.
nothing. We've tried.
My God.
This
He
is
does
him-
not have
Oh,
a
yeah.
fence.
Does it look like he's power washing his
I don't know what
house?
he's doing.
Okay. See, my next question, which that picture answers, is he hot? But he's not hot.
No,
Because if your neighbor is super
Wasn't
good.
there an old
Are you saying, is he
website,
good
hot
looking or
not
is he
hot?
like just
Yeah,
overheated?
if the guy is like David Beckham, like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll do what you want.
You just go to a court and they're like, we'll allow it.
Well,
that's what they're saying anyway.
a Florida courtroom is like, what can we do? A Florida courtroom, you try and bring this shit to a Florida courtroom.
But
They're
what I-
like,
what
we
I-
have people trying to have sex with
Is he trying to
alligators.
eat anyone? No? All right. We'll allow it.
But like, yeah, I mean, like, but if you have kids and there's an old creepy dude
Agreed.
out there, like,
Agreed.
But the cops are saying this is not
So
us.
he clearly gets off on this in some way, shape, or form.
Quote, I came out Sunday night to put the trash out, and I look over, and he's been... I don't know if this person meant to say what their quote is here.
I can't wait to
I
hear it.
watched the news story, and they don't say it as though they know they're telling a
Okay,
joke.
let's hear it.
I came out Sunday night to put the trash out, and I look over, and he is bent over, winding up his hose, and I'm like, that
great
is
joke.
my view of the neighborhood. He was probably really winding up his hose, but that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Dude, this is one of those moments where you're like, you can look at a house, you can love a house.
You can love the neighborhood.
You
Honey,
ju-
this is great. Great
you
schools.
just, you can't.
I say if your
control
dick's long enough to have to wind it up at the
Yeah.
end of the day, then
God bless it.
Don't
Yeah,
keep
you-
it to yourself.
Yeah, like,
Or-
don't
but-
keep your light under a bushel.
Is he putting in like an extra attachment on the end of it?
I don't know.
A sprayer?
But you were
like
totally
a hand sprayer?
right.
No,
Jay.
that's that moment
You
where
don't
you're,
know who your neighbors are going to be.
But that's the moment where
See,
like
my penis has a spring-loaded tape measure mechanism that just pulls
just
it
comes right
back.
on back in.
good.
Oh, that's,
So you don't
that's
have to
smart.
worry
so you don't have
about
to
that.
wind it up.
That's right. Mine is
This
measured
kind of like
in
an old
centim-
school. That's an old school hose.
Mine only measures in centimeters. But here's the thing. I like this is the moment where like good people like think about murder. They're just like, what if,
If
he had
that
an
guy-
accident?
if that
like,
guy-
what, I don't want to
what
say
if he
anything.
fell
What if
on
he had
a hoe?
What if
Here's
what
my-
if he
here's-
accidentally swallowed
Fell-
some cyanide?
What if he fell on a hoe?
Right.
No.
If he had shoes on, he wouldn't have fallen. You can kind of blame it on the nakedness.
You're like, ooh, that
But
lawnmower
here-
went
here's
kind
the-
of crazy for a minute.
I'm going to say, was Stewart, Florida? What's it?
Yeah,
Stewart. Yeah.
Hey, people of Stewart, Florida, if you're...
Jeff's speaking directly to you right now.
I'm talking right to you because we know the listenership. We have
yeah.
full data.
Yeah, we
We
on
have a lot of listeners in Stewart, okay, and around
heavy,
the Stewart.
heavy concentration.
Strangely, there's a weird spike in listenership in Stewart.
Right.
Those, yeah,
Yeah.
Pensacola, Stewart way up here, and
Yeah.
then we kind of come down in
Yeah,
Tallahassee.
exactly. Here's my thing. If you're calling the sheriffs because a dude's walking on his own property naked, you're the dumb person.
Well, in many ways, that person is dumb if they can't handle it. But if you do have kids, like you want to be like, put some fucking clothes
if
on.
this person has kids, it's in the lead of that statement. They say,
Right.
hey, I have 2 young daughters.
That's absolutely true.
If
That was not mentioned there at all.
If that's not in the first fucking 5 words
That
of your
should be the
thing,
first thing.
then I think that you're just a busybody who probably wishes you could be naked too, but you're not as proud of your tits or your butt or your balls or whatever you got.
But ball pride is gone way down in this country. And it needs to go back
There's
up.
your next podcast.
Ball pride.
Ball Pride Town.
Ball pride town. No, but
This guy's the fucking mayor.
But here's the way I would approach it. If my next door neighbor was walking around naked and whatnot, and you can see it and whatnot, I would say, listen, man, I don't care what you do in your house. I really don't. You be naked all the time in your house. If you're stepping outside to do, just put something. I don't care if you wear a loincloth. I don't care if you wear a thong.
Okay,
put something on.
Here's what I would do.
You'd be cool with a
let's
thong?
let's say
No,
you have 11 children, right?
I have 11 children.
Okay.
I have 2 daughters, 11
Yeah.
and
Okay.
13.
So you've got kids. You got daughters, more importantly.
Yeah.
And okay, here's what you do. Of course, they've seen a grown man naked before. They've walked in on you in the shower or something like that.
Sure.
They know how the things look and
Yes,
work.
they understand it. They've both been through sex ed, too.
If that
It's cool.
guy's allowed to walk around and weed whack and prune and wind his hose, you're allowed to get really good lawn furniture aimed at his place and just a lot of high-powered camera equipment.
Yes.
And just fucking videotape it.
Or never even turn it on. Just have it there.
No,
He doesn't know.
Just sit there and do a podcast or do a thing and film it, because
Yes.
if the
Yes.
sheriff can't do anything about this guy walking
This is the
around,
best idea
you
ever.
fucking sit
So
there
you
and go,
know this guy's
hey,
gonna lean in and be like,
Oh, yeah,
"You
hey."
looking at God's creation?
But then-
Catch it all.
Yeah,
Catch it all."
But then everyone's a winner. Like nobody loses in that case.
Except for the people who have to watch
I was hoping the
footage.
community could come together and they all just build huge fences around there. So literally, you can only see him
it's
if
like
you're
fences
directly
so
in
high
front of
you
his
can't even
property.
see the
Or
houses.
but then on top of your house, you spend the money because it's worth it just to be the best person in Stuart, Florida. You know, what's the street across from the outfield in Wrigley?
Oh, Waveland?
Waveland Avenue.
Waveland.
Yeah.
You
put
built some
seats.
bleachers up on top of your house, and there's a Budweiser advertisement.
Just
and
looking in.
Waveland or
Or
Sheffield.
you put a giant spotlight on the top of your house and you shine it so bright onto
He'd love
him.
that too.
But like
I'm working all night.
on bright all night long.
Thanks for
That probably is illegal.
That's illegal
Is
because
it?
you're invading somebody else's property with that.
Light
Are you though?
pollution.
You're just
Yeah.
like it's a light on my
light
thing.
pollution.
But he's right.
light.
If you put bleachers on your roof and it's on your side, you're just looking in.
I know.
Hilarious.
Concerned neighbors want to crack down on this naked truth.
So the person writing this knows.
Have to.
Okay.
The man who lives at the end of the street is a nudist. Quote, he works on his car and he does it naked and everyone is called the police. He's just out there doing his yard work, whatever he needs to do outside
He's under
naked.
his car. He's under his car. And he just rolls on his balls out.
I'm not going to read ahead, but because I think I've heard the story before. There's a punchline coming here.
Oh, really?
Where the reason why he's all cheesed off about people being mad is the funniest reason of all time.
Oh, I don't know if we even have that.
Oh, you might have to share it. Okay.
Then they wrote, nude yard work, neighbors can't bear it. This is our second pun.
Who wrote this?
Not
God,
Greenlee.
not Greenlee. There's a guy who writes for the TC Palms.
This is like what's the shows where like Danny Bonaducci like watches skateboarders hit their balls and then they do bad comedy. Like,
God.
Oh, yeah.
I
What
have no
was that?
idea.
Yeah.
Danny Bonaducci.
But
Bonaducci.
this is that level of comedy writing.
Bonaducci,
You haven't heard from him in a
have
long
not,
time.
but his shirts are tucked in way too tightly. His goatee is way too shorn.
Too much like metal on the end of the
Yes
belt.
or no? Do you think Danny Bonaducci has a podcast?
Oh,
3.
He's got
I'm gonna look it up
3
right
He
now.
does have
having 3.
he does have one great line which I love him for. And someone said, "What's it like being like growing up on TV
douche,
and being like a child star?" He goes, "My entire life is a series of terrible haircuts."
That's pretty
fair.
good.
That's fair. It's
And we're like,
self-aware
we're
and
like,
fair.
but wait a minute. You can control what your hair looks like now.
Not when you're the fucking.
You can't control that for the dude.
Not when you're a douche and you're fucking 6 years old.
Listen, I'm the douche.
Charlie Estes Eats, I don't know. A neighbor said, quote, have some respect for the neighborhood kids. Kids catch the bus here. It's wrong.
Okay, see
He does
now,
have a podcast.
He does have a podcast?
What's his podcast
The
called?
Danny Bonaducci and Sarah Morning Show
Oh yeah, we did it, didn't
on
we?
iHeart.com.
Didn't we do it?
They
one
used to do
time?
it in LA.
Can I ask you guys? Can I ask the Dan set this one out. Can I ask a Sklar-based question?
Sure.
Is there a podcast you haven't done? Because and also, is there a podcast that you don't do? Because
We weren't on Serial.
you guys only do.
They asked us to be on the first
be a
season.
part of
But
the
you
first
were
season.
on Searching for Richard Simmons.
Missing Richard
Is
Simmons.
yeah, so,
Come on,
so
Dan.
Randy, you have 2 children.
I have 2.
You have 2. So between you, is your podcasting like addiction just a way to get away from your families?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
okay.
Yes. Please.
One-
It's not even a question.
1 hour, loose and fun at a time.
That's right.
It's just an hour. Every
Hey, just
podcast, even the
participate.
ones that are 4 hours long, it's
That's
just
it.
an
So
hour.
what's happening? Where's the community coming down on this guy?
I don't know. Several people in the neighborhood have called the Martin County Sheriff's Office, but say deputies tell them as long as he isn't touching himself inappropriately, there's nothing they can do since he is on his own property. I mean, the neighborhood could invest in an electric fence. It worked for Brian Tucker.
Yes.
Well, I've seen these people stand on their front step, buck naked, both of them, and talk to a police officer, sheriff's department. The sheriff's department told me to turn my head. That's a disgruntled neighbor.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn your head. That's when you're.
I
the
think
cops
this-
are like,
Now
"We
these
can't
people
help."
are
I think-
affecting my airspace.
I think this neighbor is like really sexually repressed.
Right. There's a moment
be.
like this to me is like in the Rajneeshis, the Wild Wild Country when there's like all the people were like, I mean, these people were coming in and they were hugging. We're like,
Right.
is that bad?
Right.
I mean, they're kissing on the bridge. Wait, is that bad?
Yeah, because
Kissing on the
here's my
bridge.
problem. Like I once stumbled upon by accident in like some part of San Diego onto a nude beach, and you go, oh, okay. Do I have to get nude? No, you can do what you like.
Yeah. You're wearing a suit.
But the problem,
Not a bathing suit, a
Full
suit.
suit.
This is pre-suit, Davis.
You're
This
wearing a 3-piece bathing suit.
is- I fucking if they made it.
They made a
come on.
3-piece bathing suit.
That's what's great about. People said, "Do you sleep in a suit?" I was like, "No, but pajamas are suits. They have lapels.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
They have
How about the fact
pockets,
that
they
there
have-
used to be caps?
Oh yeah,
Like
I
the sleep cap to me with the floppy thing and the ball.
I never saw the service of the
Never
sleeping
understood
cap.
that.
The nightcap.
Stay warm.
No, a nightcap.
That's literally a nightcap.
I think no one had heat back when they.
Oh right, because it was fucking freezing. Tits.
Yeah, so it's like,
and
I
you
think
lose
we-
like 70% of your heat through your head.
through your balls.
Yeah.
What is a nudist? What did nudists do back then?
Oh my god.
What did you do on the nudist beach?
I walked around and go, oh, everybody looks awful.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like if it was Sophia Loren running down the beach, you go, okay, I can get up on this.
Good,
but like,
good current reference. Yeah. What Sophie Loren today? Look,
Either way,
she looks
she's
good.
beautiful.
She probably does.
my thing is this: has there ever been like a P90X nudist colony? Like, there's never been like
There's gotta
people
be a
in
gym.
shape.
yeah,
Like,
what's that dating app where you have to be famous to get on it?
Ra or Ria, Roa? I don't know. It's like
Something like
yeah.
that. What if there was a really exclusive nude beach where you had to be just dead sexy?
just great, just gorgeous.
yeah, you had to send pick and res and fucking the whole.
All right, you can come. You can come in.
We'll swipe you in.
Right.
You're in. We'll swipe a little card through your ass crack
We
and
should
you
do a
come
live show there.
Let's do it.
in. Let's do it.
There probably is. It's probably like in like Belize or
Oh, yeah.
Right, like if
Central
by,
Mykonos.
by the way, if this guy who was power washing his lawn, like you said, was in incredible shape, man or woman, no one would be calling the cops.
With kids,
Still.
If it's a woman,
See,
if it's a woman,
I disagree with you, Jason, because I think that if he were hot and was naked,
Then the dudes, every father.
people would be more pissed off about
because they're like, he's showing me up. He's trying to show me
now
up.
I got to do crunches because of this jack
we
off.
found one
Yes.
person who doesn't have an issue with the neighbor stripped down to nothing. Enter Molly Merritt. Quote, I'm not one of those people who have concerns because it's their way of life and it's on their property and I know it is legal.
Thank you,
Evolved.
Molly.
Evolved.
Molly, why are you living in Stewart, bloody Florida?
Yeah.
Probably helping a family member.
Yeah.
Or she,
Dan, you just
Or-
defined her entire existence.
She wants to get out.
She's a justice warrior where she's like, I want there to be one voice of reason in Stewart,
Yeah.
Florida.
My uncle gets back on his feet. I'm
She
out
gets
here.
a comment in on every news story in Stewart.
Oh, maybe this is what you're talking about. This is funny. We spoke to the man in question off camera. He said he was not interested in doing an interview because he and his family are private people.
That's it. He said, I'm a very private
Yes,
person.
you
I mean,
are.
yes, you fucking
This
wow.
guy
I don't
is a
want to.
private
He literally
person.
said, "I don't want to get exposed."
Like, I'm not interested in just flaunting my stuff all over. for you
Exposure's
people.
not my thing.
Hey, listen, I don't put my shit in the streets.
I don't.
Can we quote you on that? No. I don't need people knowing much
Hey,
about
a
me.
little respect here.
Also, excuse me while I show you my dick.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a bad guy because I want to be discreet.
I'm sorry. Little privacy here.
Melissa and I,
please.
one of the neighbors that we quoted earlier, said, quote, if they are private, why are your privates on display? That's
Hello.
not private at all. That is very public.
I'm your private dancer. Look, here's the deal.
Gardening for nothing.
So now if you hear this story and you know the guy,
Prune what you want me to prune.
Ooh, that was
his,
good.
that's nice, Ryan.
really
His,
good.
I'm your private gardener.
I knew you guys were still
Gardener for money. Here's
Any old lawnmower will do.
what I'm saying is, look, now you know.
I'm your private dancer. Sorry. What if the rest of this podcast was just Tina Turner?
great.
We don't need another hero.
gardener. All right. What I'm saying is the guy is, you know what he's up against now. If he's actually wants to be a private person, like Jeff said, you set up shop. You say, hey, man, look, we're allowed to do a video podcast. We're allowed to put you on.
We're public.
We'll fuzz out your face.
Right.
What's the ruling on Florida, like Stuart, Florida's sidewalks? Is that public property or is that private property in front of your home?
Right. So the little patch
public
of grass.
property in front of your home. We
Public
learned about
infra-
this last week when a guy tried to put an electrical fence
fence.
to stop kids from going in his yard, and it was on the
There's
easement.
an
so they have to
8-foot
push it back.
setback. Yeah.
Was his name Old Man something or other?
Yeah, no,
Ryan
but
Tucker.
Ryan, Old Man Tucker.
Old Man Tucker.
But I do think there is this moment, like this guy's never going to have a lemonade stand. I mean, he can't be naked at a lemonade stand.
No.
That's too
When
interactive.
God
Okay,
gives
if-
you when God gives you nuts, you make lemonade.
Right.
I've always said
Now,
that.
see, I have a policy, like, it's not really a policy, but if I see a lemonade stand, I'll pull over. I always patronize a lemonade
That
stand.
is so good because my
And by patronize
kids
you
have
mean
had-
by patronize you mean talk down
I'm
to
like,
them.
nice job, guys.
Oh, look at you!
Way
I made
to go.
lemonade.
Look who man.
You must be really getting rich over there.
That's right. There,
No,
you've
but
been
like-
there. You've been patronized.
But I will say this: my son and his friend have set up lemonade stands at like the front of like a gated neighborhood where cars just roll in. They've made like $60 in a day.
Yeah, so
Fortnite.
right across from my
All
place.
for Fortnite.
For the last couple of years, there's these two girls that dress way up. They wear like princess gowns.
I love it.
They dress like Cinderella, and they call
In.
it Pretty Prancer.
Yeah.
Lemonade.
and you're like, I'm
Emporium.
buying it. I'm supporting it.
But then I go over there, and there's always a parent watching from a balcony. And I just have this policy where I always will buy a lemonade from kids that sell lemonade because
Great.
I did it when I was a kid.
So did we.
But now I'm 44. I'm in a suit. I am hungover. I have circles under my eyes.
You're constantly saying, "Can you break 100?"
Yeah.
that's weird.
And then
Weird
I
language.
I
to use.
tip too much, and
Yeah.
now I'm that guy.
You're that guy. You gotta listen.
And the parents have every right to look at me with fucking jaundiced eyes.
I look at myself that way.
No, I hang out close enough, and I'm like, "What do you want?" I'm like the one talking for them. All right.
All right, so Daniel.
Oh, we'll just get out of here on this. The neighbors say that they are going to try and talk to the nudist and see if they can come to some sort of compromise. What would that be? Like shifts? All right,
Yeah.
you get nude outdoor gardening from 2 to 6
or put up a fence
on Saturdays.
Put up a fence.
I don't think he wants to.
I mean,
To me,
but to me, here's the question, and I agree with that. The compromise is a fence because if you're nude, if you want to be able to be on your property,
Would you chip in to pay for it if you're
Yeah,
part of the
I'd
neighborhood?
Yeah, there's the deal.
I would.
Let's take a little community fund. People that are offended by it. The guy has to pay like 50 cents on the dollar for a fence that everybody else helps buy.
Yeah.
And it's a nice fence.
Wooden
schedules
fence.
and puts a nice wooden fence. That
And then
kinda-
look, you can go outside and be naked. If part of your nude, like the nudist thing in you, is that you
you
want other people
to see you.
You feel like you're an exhibitionist.
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with being nude. It's when you're putting it upon other people who haven't made that
He won't
decision.
want the fence because the whole point is the exposure.
That's what you think. It's that he's an exhibitionist. So it
No, he's a
is-
private person. He already told you,
He said he
jerks.
doesn't want that.
Dancing for money.
Do what you want me to do. All right, that
That's
is.
story one.
Okay, hang on.
Go ahead.
Tina Turner sidebar.
Yes.
She has. There are a few first lines of bad guys in movies.
Yes.
She might have one of the greatest
In Mad Max?
In Mad Max.
What was it? I just watched her
Because
in that. Not the first line, but what is her first
They
line?
bring up a very bedraggled Mel Gibson up into her treehouse lair kind of
Yes.
thing in
Yes.
Bartertown. And we don't know it's Tina Turner. I mean, we know it's Tina Turner, but we don't know it yet. And she's got her back to camera. And if memory serves me correctly,
I just saw this.
she wheels around and turns and she goes, "But you're a raggedy man." That's a great first line.
I love it.
She was good. Like they might lower me down.
Yes.
Lower me down.
I was on a bus once with fucking Master Blaster.
Oh,
Really?
my God.
My friend Miguel goes,
That's
he's like nodding over. I'm like, what? There's like a old little person over there. He's like,
fucking Master Blaster.
so I was like, and he goes, not pig shit, fuel. I'm like, you have to keep it down.
Easy.
Okay, before we get to your next story,
Yeah.
best first bad guy line, Jack Palance in Tango and Cash.
What'd he say?
Which was?
Again, I believe he turns into like
It's got to turn in.
he turns it on it like a swivel chair, and because it was the 80s. It's not one giant screen. It's it's 1,000 TVs.
Oh, yeah, of course.
That show one image or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's watching Tango and Cash bust up his drug enterprise or whatever, and he goes, Tango. Cash.
Perfect. All right, with that, let's take a break. When we come back, more Jeff Davis right
Yes.
here on Dumb People Town.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Working remotely can be a challenge, especially for teams that are new to it. How do you deal with your work environment being the same as home while staying connected and productive? And then there's your newest coworker, the cat. Well, your friends at Trello have been powering remote teams globally for almost a decade. At a time when teams must come together more than ever to solve big challenges, Trello's here to help. Trello, part of Atlassian's Collaborative Suite, is an app with an easy-to-understand visual format, plus tons of features that make working with your team functional and just plain fun. Trello keeps everyone organized and on the same page, helping teams communicate, focus, and connect. Teams of all shapes and sizes at companies like Google, Fender, Costco, and likely your favorite neighborhood coffee shop all use Trello to collaborate and get work done. Try Trello for free and learn more at Trello.com. That's Trello.com. Trello.com.
Hey, guys, we're back. This is Dumb People Town with Jeff Davis.
I love it.
So happy to be here. Dan, how was your tour?
First leg of the tour was phenomenal. Everybody who came out in those shows in Texas and in Louisiana, it was so great. And we just announced the second leg of the tour. So if you go to danielvankirk.com, you can see when I'm coming to Seattle, Bellingham, Portland, Eugene, San Francisco, LA, and possibly a couple other dates that we might sneak in there for that second leg, and more dates to follow. That's all at danielvankirk.com.
I love it. Are you
West
doing any
Coast.
live stuff?
Oh, we got loads coming up.
Which is Harmontown Live?
No, it's Who's Live.
Who's Live? Who's Live is it in?
Live anyway. It's me, Greg Proops, Joel Murray. Lots of gigs with Ryan Stiles. And then when Ryan can't make it, we have the awesome Dave Foley with us.
Unreal.
God, are you kidding me? What a great live show to see.
He's so fucking groovy.
He is. I love him.
Go to Who's Live. Spell it right. WHOFE, not H-O,
Not apostrophe
W
S.
apostrophe. Who'sliveanyway.com. We have a million dates coming up, and we're all over town. So,
and by the way, usually at a beautiful venue in a town, what about 1,000-seat theaters or maybe more?
Yeah,
sometimes.
we do 2,000-3,000 theaters. Like
Beautiful.
We play nice theaters, like performing arts centers and stuff like that. And
it's great
because we're old. And
yeah,
we
you
don't
need to be.
We travel in style.
Can't do the rock club thing anymore.
No.
but that's all right. You guys deserve it. It's rightfully
Speaking
so.
of, we're going to be at the Dairy Arts Center in Boulder, Colorado on October 3rd, and then at one of our favorite clubs ever at Comedy Works, the 4th through the 6th, downtown Larimer Square.
Unbelievable.
Where are you playing in Bellingham, Dan?
I don't know.
Bellingham's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to go there.
Yeah,
You got to go to
That's on the 2nd of November.
Go get breakfast at the Mount Bakery. It's really good.
See?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
See, getting
Okay.
suggestions right away.
When I listen back to this
Hey,
episode, I'm
by
gonna
the
write
way,
that down.
we have, and we just got them, and they look so, just in our dirty little hands, they look so freaking good, is the
New shirts.
New shirts. We got new merch. So when we come to the ATC Festival, which is happening in Phoenix at the
October
end of
25th.
and we'll be doing a live Dumb People Town, we will have our 6 p.m. is the 3 a.m. of day drinking shirt. And it is one of the best shirts.
It is red. The letters are like 1970s bubble leather. They're so dope. It is such a great shirt.
I would like one of these.
Yes.
Yeah, they're there. They're there. You got
All right,
it.
you guys want to get into a second
Let's
story?
do a
Yes,
second
let's do
story.
it.
This
Why
was
not?
sent in by Alex Gross at Speak With Your Food, only it's YR Food. Speak With Your Food. Or it's
I've
Speak
never
With
heard
Our
that.
Food.
I've never heard that ever.
That is gross.
Aston, I think this is in Connecticut.
Okay.
2 brothers are blue after getting into a fight over their greens. I know. I hate news.
I mean,
just stop.
why?
Matthew?
Why? That needs to stop.
So they're blue like they're sad.
They
They're sad.
They have the blues.
Because they got in a
they-
fight over their greens.
Or are they suffocating and they've lost like they're
allergic.
So they're
Yeah,
turning
definitely
blue as
allergic.
if like you've frozen. Okay.
Matthew and David Gombos. G-O-M-B-O-S.
The
Them Gombos boys got her into it
Gombos.
again.
I fucking every time
Hey,
I go to
You
Connecticut, it's the fucking Gambos.
You listen to me. You bring those fucking
what are you a fucking
Gombos.
what are you a fucking Gambo?
You gonna tell what are their names,
Hey,
Matt?
this is
David.
Stanford. This is
David.
Stanford, Connecticut.
I'm talking
you
to a couple
dummy.
of Gambos right now.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
you gonna go up and take care of that Gumbos thing? You go up and take care of that
David,
Gumbos.
come here. Go get your fucking shine
Go
box.
get your goddamn shine box.
Keep him here. Keep him here.
Matthew and David Gombos. That's all 'cause it sounds like something you would fight in like a Super Mario Brothers game.
Gombos to me
Gombos.
sounds-
Oh, I can't stop these Gombos.
Dude, I can't get past the Gombos, guys.
It's the Connecticut version of Goombas.
I know.
Goombas.
Hey,
yeah.
look at these Goombas. Hey, whoa,
Hey,
hey,
Johnny
we're
Chicago,
Connecticut.
so
The Gombos.
weird.
You fucking Gambos, you don't even know how to say Goomba, you
Hey,
fucking
you
Gambos.
fucking
Dumb,
Chicago.
dummy.
You know who doesn't know how to pronounce Goombas?
In
A
Chicago, we
Gombo.
call them
Also,
Grabowskis.
how come we're so Italian when we live in Connecticut?
Yeah,
I don't
get
fucking
it.
understand.
Hey, I'm from Westport. Get over here.
I'm from fucking Keene over here.
Hey, we're here from Greenwich, you stupid
Although, I
idiots.
gotta say, I had some fucking good pizza in Keene, New Hampshire. That's all.
I'm sure you
Oh,
did.
no, that's New Hampshire, not
New
Connecticut.
Hampshire.
It's either way.
This guy doesn't even know
I don't
Connecticut.
even. What am I, a Gambo? Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
Jesus, Johnny East Coast over here doing all other stuff.
Hey,
Connecticut.
why don't you take your ass up to Bristol?
Matthew and David Gombos were arrested
Yes, they fucking were.
after we're both arrested. After police said they got into a dining room brawl in their Maple Road home.
Okay, whenever
over-
If cops are
If
called
cops
into
are
a family
into a
fight,
family fight, then
you have
it's-
lost
you've
control
lost
of your
it.
family.
over a bowl of Brussels sprouts.
Look, now here's what I want to say about Brussels sprouts.
See, that got real.
When we were kids, Brussels sprouts were nowhere to be found.
And they were terrible.
and
It was-
awful.
Brussels
now
sprouts were
my
like-
kids like
Because
Brussels
they just
sprouts.
steamed them.
Well, it was like a punishment.
You know what my mom would do?
Eat your Brussels sprouts.
She'd trim me on the Brussels sprouts. You put a bunch of butter in there.
Yep.
And right at the last second, a little brown sugar.
Here's what you do. How about throw a little
bacon.
Cut some bacon and
and
pop
put
them
the
in there?
bacon in there, and then suddenly
But
now we're
my-
Olive oil, a little salt and pepper, and some bacon.
We should go on Chopped.
We should go on
we
Chopped.
should fucking. Hey, I'm gonna take the Goombas over to Chopped. You gonna come with me?
First of all,
The
they're
Gambos.
the Gambos, you fucking jamook.
The moment you said that, it felt like a whole bunch of guys like sitting around drinking, talking about how way they're into something, and this was like, "We should go on TV."
Hey, you know we
Guys,
should
we
put
should go
on
on
that
TV
show?
right now.
Who do you want?
Danny should go on
Danny.
Chopped.
Hey, Danny,
Get out of the kitchen,
Get out
Danny.
of the kitchen,
You're going
Danny.
on Chopped.
We're gonna put your ass on Chopped.
Who's going on Chopped?
You're going on
I
Chopped.
got no time to go on Chopped. I'm on Forging Fire in 2 days. I gotta
All right,
fucking
Danny,
I
shut
gotta,
the hell up.
and you're going on
Get
Chopped.
back
I
in
gotta
there.
come up with my signature blade.
You're already booked.
You're on Chopped.
You're already booked.
Shut your mouth.
Here's what you do. You make your signature blade, you take it on Chopped. Also, you know the people that made fucking Fortune Fire were pissed off there was a show called Chopped.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
They're so mad.
Because when they get cut, they go, you didn't make the cut. But they're like, you're chopped.
I would be like, you're not cutting it, Danny. Get up.
But they got into a dining room brawl and got arrested in their Maple Road home over a bowl of Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
Like one of them definitely dumped it on the other.
Matthew.
That's when it all went down.
I can't wait to hear
And
the
his
fucking
brother
details.
David were each charged with disorderly conduct in their own family home.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, there's a guy in Florida walking around naked on his yard.
Say, were they nude? Did
This is the guy
someone
in
stick
Florida
a
standing on
Brussels?
his front porch just talking to the cops.
In Florida, there's nothing we can do.
I can't fight my brother over a bowl of Brussels sprouts.
Hey, what are you, a fucking
Hey,
gambo?
they say-
Police said officers were called to the home Saturday night on a call of domestic disturbance. They said David Gombos, who had a swollen right eye, answered the door and immediately complained that his brother had started it. Door opens up. Eat that son of a bitch.
He started it.
That is funny when the cops are, and he just opens it up and says he started it.
Oh, if I was a cop, every time I had the opportunity, I would let them talk first.
Forever.
I don't even
Yeah.
talk. I just be like, officer here, and then just see where they go.
Because you're like Columbo. Like let them
Yeah.
hang
Don't say
themselves.
anything. In the pause that you wait, they'll keep talking.
Let them hang themselves with their own sprout.
Do you ever read the George Simenon books? The Maigret. He's like French detective novels from like the 30s, 40s, 50s. He wrote a million, and he just listens.
He just listens.
Really?
Yeah, he just lets people fucking convict
Go for it.
themselves.
Yeah,
Go
of
for
course,
it.
of course.
Talk yourself into circles.
Yeah, so David answers the door. He has a swollen right eye, and he immediately complains that his brother started
He did it.
Almost like the cops are the parents, and they're
Yeah,
kids.
they're finally home.
If this is a Columbo, David certainly started it.
Yeah. Matthew Gambos, who had a bloody left elbow, that's a weird place, countered
Elbow?
that it was his brother's fault.
That's right.
Police said officers determined that the brothers had been sitting down to a family meal when one brother had taken a scoop of Brussels sprouts from a bowl and plopped them down on the other brother's plate.
You
Oh.
eat these.
So he's literally
I made these for you.
But
dishing them out.
Was it an aggressive plop? Like how? Like what?
Well, the brother who got the plop of Brussels sprouts on his plate strongly objected to that move.
This is Matthew or David who got the
They
plop?
don't say.
They don't say who
We could
get-
pick. Who do you feel like?
I think it's Matthew who got the plop.
Okay,
he got the
so
plop.
David takes Brussels sprouts,
We
plops
think,
them
yeah.
down on
Yeah.
Matthew. No, we're saying it.
Here.
And Dan,
On
you've
Matthew's plate.
Clearly,
said this.
like Matthew doesn't like them at all, and David's
No,
like,
no, no,
"Here,
no,
Matthew."
no. Dan's thinking of this in his mind, and at some point he's going to say in this story, "This is not a fight about Brussels sprouts.
Right.
This is a fight about
This is
so many
much
other
other-
things."
This is a fight. This fight goes
The
back
Brussels
to like
sprouts it's a MacGuffin.
right,
Yeah.
like David breaking Ninja Gaiden.
No, this
like
goes
he
back.
broke Matt's.
This goes
Ninja
back to a
Gaiden.
bathtub experience.
Yes,
the Brussels
yes.
sprouts are the vessel with which we carry this fight.
Matt, who we're going with anyway, this could all be wrong, strongly objected to David putting the Brussels sprouts on his plate, and then he placed the aforementioned offending vegetable back into the serving
Oh,
bowl.
hell no.
Oh no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you
Oh
didn't.
no, you didn't.
Police said the first brother, David,
Right.
quote, considered that to be rude, and the brothers ended up in a, quote, hockey-style fight under the table.
Under.
Wait, so this is not
How
about...
old are we doing? How old are they?
We are going to do
Oh, my
how old
God,
are
I
they?
can't wait.
This stopped being about Brussels sprouts a long time.
Yes.
Now they're under the table, and so I'm assuming one person threw their gloves off, and there's a shirt being pulled over
Yes,
the
over the
head.
head. Hockey
They're
fight.
Yeah.
Under the table
How
and
do you get
fighting, which is
under
my
the
favorite
table?
Dave
Yeah,
Matthews song.
and Rob Lowe from Youngblood.
Youngblood
Youngblood is there. Yeah,
Toothless.
Someone went down under the table and yanked the other guy down under the table because he felt like he had an advantage.
Oh yeah,
And
so
then
you're
they're
saying they're across from each other,
They're
and then
across.
like yanked them on the table, and then here we go.
They're just fighting
Here
under
we
the
go.
table.
they didn't want to go over they couldn't get leverage over the table.
The brother's father then turned the lights off in the room,
Okay.
explaining to officers that move had always worked in the past.
This is like the Homer
Wait,
Simpson.
that needs to be fucking explained to me.
I agree.
If I turn the lights off, they can't see each other fight over.
Oh, he's saying.
That's-
Like to get
Lights out.
to get two dogs from stop fighting or
Yes.
fucking, you turn the hose on them.
Yeah.
Right.
because
This is
they don't want to be wet. These guys they can't fight if they can't see.
See
You
each
get out
other.
of the darkness.
Yes.
This is like the Homer Simpson when the Bart and Lisa were like fighting, and he just like they were in the bedroom, and he just like flips off the light on and off and on off. He's like fight, 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 fight of his
fight.
own kids. Yeah.
Okay, so this father is.
Either a genius.
I say, look, if your children are this unstable, maybe you're not father of the year.
No.
Right.
but that's certainly that's a clever tactic.
I just love that this family dinner went from 0 to 60 in a matter of
Of a plop.
seconds.
One plop.
and that his
No,
their
of a
father
plop and a plop back.
and their father has a contingency.
Yeah.
Right.
He has plans.
He also has
Lights
told
off.
you has always worked in the past.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Those words together, always in
He's
the past.
worked it.
How many times has
But
this happened?
that's
How
his
long has this
way
been
of
going?
pulling himself out of the police situation.
Because
he's
who
like,
could-
I tried what I know works.
I'm basically a cop.
yeah.
Who can forget the great baby carrot riots of 1992?
Oh, I mean, that was some above the table shit.
All right, we're gonna
We're
get
not
out of
even
here.
talking
Can't we all just get along?
We're gonna get out of here on this. I'm gonna ask you guys, what decade of their lives do you think the brothers are in?
Too much fun leaves marks in life. Living hard, you'll pay the price. Who is gonna get it right? Guess the age, guess the age.
Okay.
Now, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. Is the dad 90?
Yeah.
Is the dad 60 and there's two 40-year-old sons trying to have a family fucking dinner and this always worked when they were kids?
I was going to say 40s, but the fact that you said it means it's probably not 40s. I always picture these guys in their mid-40s, but then because I'm in my mid-40s,
Yeah,
so
someone suggested, so we were going to give you the opportunity to pick either of the three of us, first, Tig, or third. Tig came on here and picked in
She
between
was the first
two of us.
person to say she wanted to go second.
We need to make a T-shirt, first, Tig, or third.
Oh, we totally
Do we
can.
not? Do we
I think
not?
we can.
First, Tig, or
Totally.
third?
I think we
Let's
do.
do it.
you guys are always thinking about merch.
We are.
Hey, that's
we got
what we
merch
do.
on the mind.
That's what we do.
We actually
Brussels sprouts in the
wanted
belly.
to make merch initially, and then we were like, who sells a lot of merch? Comics.
Yeah.
So then we got into comedy just to
Just for
create
the
a
merch.
fashion
Yes,
line.
for the merch
That's it.
alone.
That's all.
So do you want to go and guess? You want to go first,
Tig, or third?
I'll go Tig.
Okay.
Okay.
Jay,
Randy
what do
or
you think?
Jason?
These guys are in their 20s.
20 years old from Jason Sklar?
I
Not
think
20. I
Well-
think they're like 26, 27. But
Okay.
in their
all right.
20s. They're taking
You
the
are-
decade.
You
You're
are
next.
guest.
I'm Tig.
stay with your heart.
I'm gonna go. These guys are in their early 50s.
I want that to be so true.
I think they're both 30, like 35 and 38. So I think they're in their 30s.
All right.
20s, 30s, 50s.
Townies, get your answers in out because we're going out of
I
here.
love. By the way,
on this.
I love that we've got like whole decade swaps because normally we guess one age.
To an age.
This is fantastic.
You have a lot of chance to
So
win
we
here.
I
know
mean,
that
they could be 18 and 19, right? I could be about to say that.
I'm only saying they're in their early 50s because I just want it.
I want it so badly.
I could say that they're about to be 21
Because,
and 29, and they've
you know
been
what?
fighting forever.
Because I don't. What did you say?
I said 30s.
The Gambos are fucking
Hey.
the 50s.
You
Like, they
can't
was-
stop these guys. All right,
And
anyway.
their dad.
Look, they were born in the 60s.
No, their dad fought in the Korean War. These guys were, these
I
guys.
know we're skipping over to.
Hey, I lived in a hole in the ground.
You're gonna
You don't
kill
put
your
bro-
mother.
You know what we're skipping over to? How long does a fight go
Before the
in
cops
a
are called.
family?
I know. This is what we
in
were
a
saying.
living room.
This
Who
is
called
under
the
a
cops?
table.
Also, you probably don't have the
Or
info
dining
in
room.
front of you, Dan, but I'm going to go do some research after we leave here. I want to find out how many times the police have been to this house before.
Oh, yes.
That day?
Here we go. Dad, turn off the light. Called the cops.
Call it. Lights
light
out.
didn't work. Because light
Lights
didn't
out.
work.
When light
Cops
didn't work.
go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Matthew and David.
Gambos.
In order from oldest to youngest, the Gambos.
Gambos.
Whoa!
are 25 and 22.
Oh, Jay.
Thank you.
By the way,
I was
still
right
too
in it.
old. Still way too old.
It's never too old to be a douchebag.
Isn't that another T-shirt? Boom. Jeff Davis. Jeff Davis spitting out witticisms and T-shirts.
Oh, I got merch ideas.
Oh, he's got merch
he's got
ideas.
merch.
All right, we have one more story, Dan. Give us a little teaser before we go to break.
It's nasty.
It's nasty.
So
All
just,
right.
I'm telling you, it's a little gross.
It's a little gross.
It's not gross in terms of like stuff deep in someone's ear, but
Gotcha.
it's not clean.
All right, there's a trigger alert. When we come back, Jeff Davis, a little more Dumb People Town. Stay with us.
Stick around, make a sound for more Dumb People Town.
Hey there, Adam Conover here. Humans Who Make Games is my podcast where I sit down with the people who created some of your favorite video games and have the kind of long-form personal conversation we so rarely get to hear. We talk about how they got into the industry, what their favorite games were growing up, and what it's like working in the trenches of this century's greatest new art form. This season, we've got a whole batch of new interviews for you. I talked to Kim Swift from Portal, Alex Preston from Hyperlight Drifter, Anna McGill from Control, and Alex Beecham from the game Outer Wilds. Whether you love video games or you just love learning more about other artists' creative process, I can guarantee you're going to love this podcast. So, you can get Season 2 of Humans Who Make Games wherever you get your podcasts. Take a listen.
Hey guys, welcome back to DPT Dumb People Town.
Want to mention the Drip. We're almost up to 400 members, which is really
Yeah.
exciting. If you haven't joined the Drip, d.rip/DPT.
Oh my God. I mean, tell people.
and I want
This
to right
interview
now.
with Mason Hackett.
Mason
is
Tech,
out
you get
there.
special episodes, you get extra
Did you say
content.
Mason Hackett?
No,
Mason
Tackett.
Tackett.
You got it.
I would like to take this opportunity right now to thank a number of people who have signed up for the Drip. So let's do that.
All right, here they are. Ready?
Let's do it.
gonna
Let's get
read
into the
these
names.
names.
Let's do it.
Joe Luttrell.
Spreewell. Latrell Spreewell. He's killing
He's
it.
got a
He's got
chokehold
a
on giving.
chokehold on
Joe
this.
sends a lot of stories in.
Thanks,
as
Joe.
well. And I think Joe's helping me tell people that they should never be sending me stuff from World News Daily.
Thanks,
Yes,
Joe.
thank
Appreciate
Fake-ass
it.
site.
Thanks
else
for
we
looking
got?
out for us.
Hannah.
Hannah.
is
Thank
out
you,
there.
Hannah.
Thank you.
Sarah with 3 A's.
Sarah, 3 A's.
Cogs with a
Cogs,
Z.
or Cogs.
That's like she was like born with a cool name.
I love it.
Nicholas Christopher Makalski.
Thank you.
Sounds like it
Malkowski.
could have been my friend from Chicago.
Malkowski.
Malkowski. Christopher Foster.
Not to be confused with Christopher Malkowski.
Kathy Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Peter Lacey or Lacey.
Lacey.
How would you guys say that? L-E-C-Y.
Lessie?
Lessie?
I don't know.
Lekai?
Sometimes
James?
Lessie is Morsi.
James D. Kurzman.
Thank you,
And some
James
people
D.
just have names that should have attorney at law after them, right?
I
Or
love
Professor Kurzman.
I love
Yes.
that there are people here who only put their first name on. He not only put his first and last name, middle initial. Thank you very much.
He's rolling J.D. Kurzman.
JD Kurzman, what's up?
Mike-
JD Kurzman and the breakdowns.
Semiphonic sound.
JD Kurzman and the nervous breakdowns. I mean,
And the J.D. Kurzman and the Lost Souls
There
could
you
be
go.
like a blues man.
Mike Wolford.
Wolford.
Some people's names, you know, they go by their last name.
Wolford! What's up, Wolford?
You son of a. Andrew Cox.
That's someone who wouldn't only go by his last name.
Cox.
Alex Cormier.
Cormier.
Either way. Clint Johnson.
Clint.
Clint Johnson,
Clint.
man. Who are
Carolyn.
you going to get to fix this thing? Get Clinton here.
That's a guy who's like
Clinton.
always chewing on one long piece of grass and squinting at you even when it's not sunny.
It's not. It's
Carolyn
cloudy.
Cullen.
Carolyn Cullen.
Ryan Licata.
Licata.
The Ray Liotta of Dumb People
Ray
Town.
Liotta, Ryan Licata, and then
Our friend.
Come on.
Our friend.
Our girl.
Lacey Applegate.
Lacey Applegate, who brings us to the West Siloam Springs.
She is a comedy supporter, and look at this. She is now supporting this podcast through The Drip. I want you to know that all these people who've signed up for The Drip are getting unbelievable
Right.
content.
Not only are they getting the shut up, not only are they getting free merch, some of them
And the extra drip episode.
Yes, the extra drip episode, ad-free episodes. Not only that, not only are some of them getting free merch and are going to get the newest shirt that we have because of the level of that they are in the
6
Dumb
p.m.
People
is
Town
the
Drip
3 a.m. of day
campaign.
drinking.
Yeah, I love it. They get so many great things like Randy's stories from Burning Man.
The phone call with Mason Tackett.
I
Unreal.
know.
Unreal. That guy was crazy.
Insane.
Crazy
What
good.
did he say at one point? I was wound up tighter than a 2 braided weed whacker or something like that.
I did not know what he
It
was
was
saying, but I
like
was on board
Dr.
with all
Fillion
Yeah.
in its level of no
Again,
sense.
you got to sign up for the Drip in order to get this
It's
stuff.
just
We have
having a lot of
about
fun.
400 people have signed up, and I think our goal is to get to 5,000. I believe that's possible. Join, sign up. Thank you to all those people who did.
And we're getting money also back for Jan Flato. We're trying to build this guy back up and right a wrong that happened in this universe. And then after we do that, we're going to start donating money to unbelievable causes that make the world smarter.
Thank you to all those people. We just
love
read
it.
those names. Daniel, nice job.
Yes.
Again,
Isn't the drip also an old school term for gonorrhea?
No,
it is. No, that's the clap. Is that
That's the clap.
I think it's either syphilis or gonorrhea.
The clip.
No,
Is it the drip?
There's a drip.
the
yeah.
the drip or the clip?
The drip.
Well, we're taking it back.
We're taking it back. Jeff Davis, a great follow on the Instagram and a great follow on the Twitters. Can you please let people know how they
Jeff
can
Bryan with a Y Davis. Jeff Bryan Davis.
Jeff Bryan
Spell it with a
Davis.
Y because that's how I.
Because why?
Yeah.
Why not? Because
Yeah.
why not?
Why not?
Follow this guy. Listen to him on Harmontown. Check him out when he comes live. Just see him in all the things that he's doing. He's
Who's
wonderful.
live?
Who's live? Anyway, check it out. Daniel,
ready?
Do we have a
Bring
final
us on,
story?
brother.
Let's
Sent
take us
in
on.
by Oil at The Real Oil.
OIL?
Yeah.
Okay.
The real.
Madison County, Kentucky. That's
I
Mason
fucking-
Tackett.
It's like
yeah, I'm
region.
a-
Yeah,
That's bourbon country.
I'm buckling up right now.
buckle up because we don't know.
Police say a Livingston woman was arrested early Friday morning on theft charges and an outstanding warrant when she made things worse for herself and the arresting officer.
Taking a shit in the car.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to read you the headline. Woman released bowels to resist arrest.
That to me sounds like she's releasing the hounds, Mr.
Well,
Bernstein.
wait to according to her
Release the
arrest citation,
bells.
while being taken into custody, Amanda Rochelle Peters. I do not endorse that middle name. That is
No,
a
that's where
horrible.
you are from Rochelle, Illinois.
And I can't. And she is ruining it.
Amanda Rochelle.
Rochelle.
She's literally
ARP.
shitting on your hometown.
She is
Yes.
the
ARP.
name.
Quote, intentionally released her bowels in an upward motion with a purposeful
I just want you to know. I
Jeff
know what
Davis's
happened. Dan said release the valves in an upward motion, and Jeff and I both just looked at each other like,
What?
Say what?
Well, the look in her eyes could only be described as alarm.
And wonderment, like
Taken aback.
How in the world? And like almost respect.
Because sadly, I've been in the back of a police car. It's hard to get your bowels upward.
Well, she's not in a car.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
She's not in a car.
Okay, again, paint the picture for me, Dan.
She laid back.
I'm going to, but quote. Yes, I'm going to read again. Quote.
She bent over.
Intentionally
and shot
released
it up.
her bowels in an upward motion with purposeful direction at this deputy, causing said bodily waste to land on the face, arms, and legs of this deputy. She's a shooter.
This is a woman with tremendous sphincter control.
You had to have needed to go so bad.
By the way,
if you're shooting it up into somebody's face.
Can I tell you that I've been to Clippers games where the T-shirt cannon doesn't work that well?
Right.
I mean, it's like unbelievable. This
that
is
level
like,
of force.
This is a level of accuracy that when she gets out of jail, there are websites for her. For what she does. She probably could have there are websites for her long career in
she
Holland.
sprayed like a hippopotamus where they fucking just poop and they spin their tail.
She's a poopy
Because
Paula.
some people give zero shits, but she at least
just
she gave a lot.
She could give a shit.
Yeah,
she could give a shit. She literally did.
could.
She did give a shit.
She will give a shit.
The Madison County Sheriff's Office said Peters was wanted on an outstanding warrant out of Rock Castle County. Peters was located around 1:45 a.m. at a home on Liberty Avenue.
Can this be considered a Hail Mary? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like she's like, I'm caught. This is my last chance to do what?
Was it an act of resistance? Like she was. This is an act of.
Yeah, this is like I'm trying to get away.
Well, police say the homeowner allowed police in.
It was her number 2 option of what she could. Thank you.
okay.
At
Listen.
Sklar
We'll be
Brothers.
right back.
We'll be right back.
But Peters
Gold
locked-
bond powder.
Let me tell you about a wall razor.
Gold bond powder.
I just go into a Paul Harvey commercial.
Mesothelioma.
Have you tried a wall? Let me tell you about my Bose speaker.
My pillow.
Police say the homeowner allowed police in, but Peters locked herself in the back. So I imagine some friend of hers be like, "Oh, cops,
Sure,
come on in. She's back here.
Yeah.
ARP, they're coming."
Put your goggles on.
Authorities said the deputy had to force his way into the bathroom and arrest Peters with force, during which the alleged assault took place.
They're calling it an assault. Yeah.
Yes. Peters was charged with theft of identity of another without consent, so you can steal somebody's identity if they.
It was
if they say
actually
it's cool.
it was assault and splattery.
We'll be right back.
Sklar Brothers.
Gold bond powder. Wait, how did we get that? Dan, you put that on us.
That was Jeff Davis.
That's Jeff
Bryan
Bryan with a
at
Y.
Jeff
Jeff
Bryan
Bryan Davis.
I'm a chameleon. I'm becoming Randy Squirrel.
Salt and by the way, the name of this episode is
Assault
now
and Splatter
and Splattery.
She also gave officers false identifying information, resisting arrest, and third-degree assault of a police officer.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I'm going to show you.
I would throw criminal mischief in there. That's just me.
I would say mayhem.
Yeah, oh yeah.
A little bit of
Yeah. She was being held at the Madison County Detention Center. I'm going to show you a picture of her.
and
then we are going to get out of this episode by playing a round of Guess the AG.
Too much fun leaves marks in life. Living hard, you'll pay the price. Who is gonna get it right? Guess the age. Guess the age.
All right. So by the way, Jeff, let me just say, seeing a picture of her may complicate things.
Okay.
Because you might have in your mind, okay, this is a woman who can bend over and shoot it up, but
We're guessing her age.
yeah, well, we're gonna guess her age.
Amanda?
I've already got
Take
the
a look. You got to see her though.
I've got the age
Let's
in
see if it matches what you're thinking.
right.
Okay.
Amanda Rochelle Peters.
And
her picture will be on the Facebook page.
Do I guess before we see it? Or
No, you see the
you
picture.
see it.
See the
Okay.
picture. Because this will either help or hurt. Oh my God.
She looks like Blair Witch.
She looks like a haunted house character.
Okay,
I'm not. That's mean of me to say, but she does.
This is a woman who has, for the people listening, and
She's
you can
having a
see,
bad night.
you can see this on the Facebook page. I'm going to say this about her, and you'll know everything you need to know. This is a woman who has unintentional bangs.
She shows up to Walking Dead to be a background actor, and they're like, "You're good.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You've been through makeup, right?
She's been through the works, right?
She has a receding hairline only on one side of her forehead.
Right."
I don't want. I'm
the
not,
other side is
Jeff, do you want to
advancing.
go first, Tig, or third?
I'm going to go Tig again, but only because I'm a big Natara fan. But like, okay, I want this woman. She probably on a better night is an attractive gal. She's
Yeah, that's the thing.
She's
We
had her
got to take into
days.
factor. This is a horrible angle.
Yeah.
This is horrible lighting.
Maybe
it's
she
a
is.
2-megapixel flip phone
Flip
camera.
phone. It's like
Somebody took this
taken
with a
by
fucking sidekick.
a Nokia Pebble.
Yeah.
right. You ever seen David Bowie's mugshot?
No.
He looks fucking amazing.
Of course he does.
He got picked up in Rochester, New York for possession, and he looks great. He's
What, in album?
72 or
Okay.
or something like that. Yeah. He's fucking the camera.
Yeah.
He's looking at you like
Bowie.
with your long blonde hair. Like, he's looking
Exactly.
good. Okay,
All right, so Jason and Randy get to go first.
This lady also has kind of a bemused resignation on her face, where she looks like she's kind of like somebody just cracked a joke, or she did, and she's a goofball.
Yeah.
And I'm on her team except for the poop part.
It looks like she just got done saying, "Yeah, well, you're the one who got shit on."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She definitely said, "I told you so."
Okay.
And hadn't told anybody anything. Bowie mugshot looks unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
My God, that could be an album cover.
No,
his
fucking,
mugshot.
he's hot as a fucking Mexican
Look
lunch.
at that. Will you please look at how good Bowie looks? He is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
But look.
Pristine.
This is a guy that knows how to work a camera. He's looking through me.
His hair is
beautiful.
perfect. The profile.
Am I right? Was it Rochester? It
If
is
my
Rochester.
headshot was that headshot, I'd feel great about myself.
Yeah. And even the cops like, okay, we picked up the hottest person on the fucking planet.
His chin looks
There's a
great.
star.
76.
I'm waiting in the sky.
Okay. Who wants to go
Waiting
first
in
of
the
the
room.
scores?
I'm Tig.
You're Tig, so I will go 25, first.
Randy says
I think she is 41.
41 years old. Okay. Jeffrey, Brian, Davis.
I'm going to be non-intuitive about this because when I heard the story, I
What
said
was in your mind?
36.
Okay.
Okay, and where are you
After
going
seeing
now?
the story, because this woman looks like she's like a wagon wheel. She's been over some rough road.
Yeah.
She's got lots of miles. I'm going to say
cracked earth.
I'm going to go 28.
28.
Yeah, maybe I was a little too on the nose there.
She's my American Express card. Lots of miles. I'm going to say she's 34.
34.
That's a 34.
28. You said 28, Jeff.
from Jeff.
I said 41.
Randy says
if
40.
she's 28, that is
Unreal.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Okay.
If you say like 19, I'm walking out of here.
I'm going to tell you right now, one of you is only 2 years off.
Oh, my God.
Okay? And Randy, you said what?
I said 41.
Okay. And Jeff said
Proudly.
28, and Jay
28.
says 34.
34.
She's 26.
If she's 26.
I'll freak.
Amanda,
Get your answers in.
Rochelle, Peters. Townies, get your answers in wherever you are.
Shout
Just
at
say
your
it loud.
earbuds.
When somebody goes, you just yell a number, you go, no, nothing. I'm
Doesn't,
good.
hey,
Open up. I want you to go to your windows. And I want you to shout as loud as you can.
I want you to lean back.
She's 28. I'm not
I
going to
can't
take it
take it
anymore.
Amanda,
She's 26.
Rochelle Peters is 26.
Jeff Davis.
Jeff!
You know what? I'm going to give it to you for calling the direction. Like, what
No,
you-
because she was certainly hilariously young. And I chickened out on 28.
Man. But you did it, though. You called it. 2 years off. You knew that it
and
was
you knew the
and it was the
direction
direction.
of the 2 years. Like, that to me is even better. Oh,
That's a
Jeff
great way.
Davis. That is a great
That's
way.
a walk-off.
Winners on Dumb People Town get to go home in their very own car.
Yeah.
That's right. A dumb car.
Get some gold bombs.
And a copy of the board game. Which is basically,
Just,
I don't know,
yeah.
a map to Florida.
And a copy of Meso Book.
That's right.
Mesothelioma.
It's a great book.
Mesothelioma.
those are our stories,
There you
friends.
go.
There you
That's
go.
it. Hey, guys, join the drip.
Yep.
Check out DanielVanKirk.com. See Jeffrey Brian Davis. Jeff Brian Davis. Follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Instagram. And go to Who's Live Anyway.
.com.
And check him out live. And then us, superstars.com. You can see us. We're going to be coming to Boulder and Denver in the beginning of October. Then
All
Phoenix.
Things Comedy Festival in Phoenix. We're going to do a live Dumb People Town.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do stand-up the next night, which is October 26th, I think.
You can also catch the Sklar's on every podcast.
Every single podcast.
Everywhere. And oh shit, we got to get back to work.
Dum 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 dum. Stick around, make a sound, calm you down. It's Dumb People Town.
It's a good show.